first doctor actually told us all of the things that she wouldn't be able to do, and encouraged us to have an abortion, because he really acted as though that was our best and only option, and almost had us convinced that that's what we are supposed to do. You know, when a medical professional tells you what you're supposed to do, you want to be able to listen to them.
If you could tell a mom who's finding out, like right now, that their baby inside their belly has Down syndrome, or that their newborn baby has Down syndrome, like, what would you say to that mom? Did you know before she was born or after she was born that she had Down syndrome?
We knew when I was pregnant. We found out during the pregnancy.
What was finding out that news like?
Alright guys, welcome back to Baker's Bantering. And yes, we are in a lovely, lovely snow cone place of all snow cones. Give it up for Miss Snow Cone, Miss Lilly, and her mom, Stacy.
We are super excited. This is actually our first remote podcast.
Fancy.
Right here in his snow cone store.
Yes, this is the first time we have recorded a podcast outside of our parents' basement.
You are a lucky girl and fancy.
Wow. So thank you so much for inviting us.
Thanks.
Thank you. We are excited to be here. It is a little toasty today, so good thing we're getting this done in the morning, right, Lily?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to know, how long has Lily's Snow Cones been open?
July 15.
In July of 19.
19.
Yes, we've been here 2 years here at the stand. She started with a golf cart that she drove around our neighborhood like a ice cream man. So we did that for 2 years and then opened this up. So here we are, 2 years here at the stand, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I bet that is super blast. And I do have a couple questions for Miss Lily. Before I get to that, I have a couple questions for you, Miss Stacy.
Uh-oh. All right, I'm ready. What you got?
So, what was the first time having Lily and how Lily grown up being an independent woman?
That's a second.
That was a good question. So how is it like having her, like raising her?
Yeah.
She has been wild since the day she was born. She came out early, came out crazy.
Yes.
Very independent, wants to do everything by herself. I think that might be something you have in common. She likes to do everything by herself, and we just kind of wanted to raise her to feel like she could do anything she wanted to do. So that's what we're doing. She wanted to do snow cones, so here we are.
Did you know before she was born or after she was born that she had Down syndrome?
We knew when I was pregnant. We found out during the pregnancy. Yeah, so we had a little time to prepare and get ready and learn a lot.
What was finding out that news like?
It was scary. We did not have a great doctor at the time, and he did not give us the best advice. So we kind of had to go home and rethink some things and change doctors. And once we were able to get better advice, it was exciting news, and we worked through it, and we've had a great time. I was glad to know ahead of time, though. Just I needed that time to prepare. So
yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about Derek having Down syndrome on our podcast a lot.
Yes. And
one of the things that one of the reasons we do what we do is because when Derek was born, and I'm sure it was somewhat similar when Lily was born, but it is a very grim news at that time. And it wasn't, my parents were told all the things Derek was never going to do.
Yes.
And there was a lot of negativity surrounding it. There wasn't a whole lot of positivity. There wasn't a whole lot of hope. They didn't talk about how much, Derek was going to make our family laugh and make our family feel complete.
Yes.
And all of those things. And that is why, we wanted to start making content so that we can show other families what families like ours look like now.
Absolutely. Yes.
That, Derek is grown up, now that Lily is more grown up, and that they are capable, independent individuals.
Yes. Our first doctor actually told us all of the things that she wouldn't be able to do, and encouraged us to have an abortion. Gave us all that paperwork And then after we switched doctors and Lily was born, we would send her doctor a note once a month telling him all of the great things that she was able to do, because he had convinced us she wouldn't do any of those things. So we let him know month by month the milestones she was hitting and, you know, proving him wrong.
Yeah. So, I mean, your doctor took it even a step further than I think anything my mom was ever told. So that's, it honestly, it's not surprising to hear that. But at the same time, like, what do you think when you were given that first shocking, you know, statement or news or, you know, suggestion, what inside of you made you say, you know, that's not what the path I'm going to take?
It took to be honest, it took a while, because he really acted as though that was our best and only option, and almost had us convinced that that's what we are supposed to do. You know, when a medical professional tells you what you're supposed to do, you want to be able to listen to him.
Sure.
So we listened, heard all of his stuff, got in the car, and I remember my husband looking at me and he said, "We have to pick her name right now because she's going to be a kid, not just some baby that we're getting rid of." So we sat in the parking lot, we prayed through it, picked her name, forever called her Lily instead of, you know, the things that our doctor was calling him, and, you know, worked through it.
It seems like your husband was like from the get-go. He
was
like,
absolutely.
She's our baby.
Yes. And
regardless
I was
of her diagnosis.
Scared and not so confident in our decision. I was very scared. I didn't know anything about kids with Down syndrome. So what I knew was what my doctor told me. Yeah. And that was not good.
And obviously you didn't get great advice.
Right.
So.
Right. And then when we got our new doctor, he was excited for us and, you know, didn't treat us any different. And thankfully we're here. I think it's important for everybody to know that she can do anything anybody else can do. And that's what we started the stand for, is to employ kids with disabilities. Because when she did turn 16 and wanted a job, it was so hard to find anything. And I want to show everybody how important inclusion is, and, you know, everybody that she can do anything. All of those things that doctor told me she wasn't going to do, she can do.
Right. So when you did start the stand, you said you started with a golf cart. So how did that all kind of come about getting started, and like why?
Your dad and I, was that what you said? Your dad and I, you got on Facebook, and we started looking for a golf cart. Yeah. Because Lily wanted to learn to drive, and that was one. I've always told her she could do anything she wants, and when she wanted to drive, that caught me off guard. I hadn't prepared for that one.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, you can drive a golf cart. Let's figure this out. Took forever to find one, you know, that we could afford. A friend posted on Instagram, and Darren Pang, who was the announcer for the St. Louis Blues, responded, said he wanted to buy us a golf cart. Yeah. He bought Lily a golf cart, delivered it, and her and her dad started selling snow cones.
That is really cool.
Yes.
So just somebody you knew.
Yes, like through
And did they know Darren Pang, or did he just happen to see it?
Just happened to see it because she was a big blues fan, and she tagged some people in it and tagged him in it, and he saw it, responded, and we got a golf cart on her 16th birthday. Yeah. So just like everybody gets a car for their birthday, Lily got a golf cart on her 16th birthday. Yeah.
And do you drive the golf cart, Lily?
No, my dad.
Why don't you drive it?
I'm a bad doctor.
She's a very bad driver.
Oh, did you figure that out?
Yeah.
So we're thankful we figured that out before the car.
Did you try to drive the golf cart?
Yeah.
And you still try.
Yeah.
She's
is it kind of scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes to drive into mailboxes. Yep.
Lily, I drove into a mailbox.
Me
too. Multiple, actually.
Oh.
And then that was in a big car.
Oh.
A pickup truck, to be exact.
Yep.
Hey, everybody's got to learn somewhere, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you started with a golf truck. Yeah. I started with a pickup truck. Or a golf cart. Yes. I started with a pickup truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That happened.
That happens.
Derek did want to drive when he turned 16, and you eventually decided you didn't really want to drive anymore either, right?
That is very true. I was being a regular driver a little bit.
Did you try?
I tried.
What kind of vehicle did you try with?
Go-kart.
A go-kart.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She's even worse with the go-kart than a golf cart.
Yeah. We didn't have the golf cart idea. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Try it out.
we tried the go-kart, and Derek realized very quickly that he hit the wall a lot, and he didn't like that very much.
Let's never get. Also, I was riding on my dad's tractor, and I almost drive to the woods.
Yeah, that is bad.
Were you sitting on Dad's lap? Was he helping you?
No, it was all myself now.
Oh, Dad let you drive the tractor by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you almost drove it into the woods?
Yep.
Yikes, that would be bad.
Yeah, so you guys can relate in that way.
Yeah, I give a relay for that.
Derek likes to say now that he has 4 chauffeurs.
Yes, I think it's much easier for everybody to drive you around, right?
Yeah.
That's what your big sister's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Derek thinks his sisters are for, too.
Yep.
Well, it's good to have this one right here.
Aw.
Not dude.
Uh-huh.
So how old are you, Lily?
18. Not 18. Not 18.
18, and on July 18th, she'll be 19 soon.
Oh, so last year was your golden birthday.
Yep, July 18th on her 18th.
Did you do anything super special for your golden birthday?
No, not fun.
What kind of party did you have?
Go.
You had, well, yes, but what did you call it? Do you remember? It was your epic 18.
I'm 18.
Yep, and you had it up here at the stand.
Yeah.
Yep, it was fun. We're doing that again
Yes.
this year. We have live music coming for her because she loves live music. So
Yes.
we have live music for
Well,
her
you
birthday.
better invite us.
Absolutely.
I'm a big party animal.
Absolutely,
Derek
you need to
does
come
love-
dance with us.
Derek does love a good party. So, Lily, have you always loved snow cones?
Yeah, bye.
Since you were 5, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that your first memorable snow cone? Were
Yeah.
you 5?
I back. Don't.
Yep. Whenever you would get home, you wanted a snow cone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
We
when it
started
was
eating
time to get a job, you were like, snow cones. That's
Yeah.
it.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought my husband was crazy, so I'm like, "You do it. You find her a golf cart. You do it all." And I didn't think it would ever work, and here we are
Yeah.
now with the whole stand. And she still does the mobile parties with the golf cart. Still drives terrible.
And how many people work here?
I who
No, we don't have 2. We have 8.
8. I
2. That would be me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 8.
How many
Yes.
days do you work, Lily?
my A.
You
A.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So she usually works 3 days a week.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
That is lucky for sure. So, my next question for you: how you know having Lily here, and how it make you feel when you have Lily in this beautiful world?
Well, I think now that we've kind of grown up and learned a lot and tried a lot of things, we've seen how funny and how great she is. Now I'm just super proud. She's kind of amazing, and she does some pretty great things.
Yes.
And sometimes I forget, and when people remind us of the great things she does, I think back to when we found out about her having Down syndrome, just how scared I was, and now how lucky I am.
Yeah.
It definitely changed.
If you could tell a mom who's finding out, like right now, that their baby inside their belly has Down syndrome, or that their newborn baby has Down syndrome, like, what would you say to that mom?
Gosh. You know, now I'd want to be able to say, it's wonderful, it's great, it's an exciting adventure, get ready, get ready for fun. But I'd also want them to know it is scary, and, you know, there is support out there if you look for it. Some of
Yeah.
the support's not always in line with your feelings, but you look around till you find the right village, and we have a great group of friends, and she'll get a great group of friends and support her, and it'll be great.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally relate to that. How many this question is for you, Miss Lily. How many snow cones is your favorite?
Vape.
Grape
Oh, vape.
or sugar-free grape.
I'm all food.
Yes, we have a rule. If you're gonna have more than one in a day, you have to have one regular, and the rest have to be sugar-free.
That sounds like a rule your mom would get behind,
Yes.
too.
A little bit.
Derek
Yes.
knows about those rules when it comes to sugar, too, Lily.
Yeah.
Here's the thing we've learned about Derek. Somebody doesn't have a whole lot of control when it comes to food. The reaction Lily's giving me makes me feel like Lily knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We just had that problem last night
Yeah.
with the pizza.
Yeah.
Just because there's pizza left over doesn't mean you have to eat it.
No.
Oh yeah, that's always a problem, Mom. So they actually threw me a 30th birthday party, surprise 30th birthday party. It was last August. We were at the Cardinals game,
Fun.
and so I, of course, am like mingling with everybody, so excited to talk to people, whatever. And same with my parents and my sister. And Derek is like, my whole family's distracted. And there's a lot of food here. And next thing you know, my fiance is like, Jenna, I'm pretty sure Derek's making his 7th plate of food.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And I'm like,
Amy.
oh,
Yep.
I
does
got a
sound
bone
like
to pick with him.
yeah,
Oh.
hey,
He
somebody's
told on
got to
you.
keep you in line if you can't
Yep.
keep yourself in line, bro. So I'm looking at the flavors over here. Oh, Derek, I didn't tell you about this because I knew you would think it was cool. But I was looking at their website this morning, and they have, which I'm very curious about,
What's that?
a bougie
sodas.
soda.
Yes.
What
Yes.
is a bougie soda?
Dot bait.
It has a soda base
Right. Bubble bait.
and then the snow cone flavors
Mean.
and cream on top.
Ooh.
They're very good. She saw it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we made a couple. We had a big tasting session where we had all the flavors.
Yeah.
And your sister and her friends over, and we tried all of them and
Yeah.
came up with some pretty great combinations, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. What's the Lily Bell?
Me.
It's
Vape. I bubble.
grape and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Me.
See, it's our two favorite things.
Oh, grape and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Which
that's
prob-
pretty cool.
I was going to say, it doesn't even sound good, and they're very good.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good to me, actually.
good.
I think that sounds pretty good. Because Diet Pepper just kind of got that like tangy
Yep, it gives it a little
taste
sweet.
to the like it's one of the more tangy sodas. So I feel like I love grape, Lily.
Me
Grape's one
too.
of my favorite flavors too. So I'm with
Yeah.
you there.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to maybe try a bougie soda before we go, Derek. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What
I'm
other
gonna have
type-
that gravy diet Dr. Pepper, Ashley.
You like
You
that
think
idea?
he wants to try a Lily Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see another
the
one
bell.
here, Derek. It says Mahomie.
Yep. Do you know who that is after?
Who is that
Mahomie.
inspired by?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Yet.
My favorite.
Yeah, so you're big Chiefs fans?
Yes.
Yep.
Have you been to a Chiefs game?
Long time.
One time. Yes.
One time?
Yeah.
Yep. And
Did
we
they win?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl too,
Yeah.
didn't they? And
Yeah.
we went to the parade.
Bad happened.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
to talk about what
You-
bad happened.
Well, but were you
Yeah.
safe?
Yeah.
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 And your sister
That's
was
good.
safe.
Yeah.
Everybody that we went with did good,
That's
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
We had family there too, and it was scary, but they
Yeah.
were safe.
Yep.
Duh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really cool you're a big sports fan. So am I. Like Kansas City Chiefs,
Hmm.
and St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues, and especially in wrestling. We will get to that later
Actually,
on.
let me tell you something about wrestling real quick. Since you're Kansas City
Go ahead.
fans, the
Mhm.
last time we were at a WWE event, we were in Kansas City,
Ah.
and Patrick Mahomes was actually there.
What?
Yes, he was sitting right across the way. We could see him.
I'm all of a sudden a wrestling fan.
Right?
We should go.
But what was actually super cool, and I was really impressed by WWE that they did this, and Derek can tell you how he felt about it too, but they actually honored the some doctors
Okay.
as well as the gentleman who tackled the shooter
yeah.
on the day of
Wow.
the parade.
Mhm.
And that gentleman who I had seen him in multiple like news stories and things like that. And I'm like looking at him like, who is that? Because I knew they were honoring what had happened at the parade,
Right.
and I knew that they were bringing out people who had been extra spectacular and helping, save the day that day and whatever.
Mhm.
And then I'm like looking at this guy and I'm like, that's the guy who tackled the shooter. And he was in the ring at the WWE event. He actually he had a belt that he was holding up the belt, and they had a couple Chiefs players there in
Aw.
addition to Patrick Mahomes.
That's
And
awesome.
I just thought it was really special that WWE went
To do that
out
for
of
them,
their
yeah.
way to, honor the Kansas City crowd in that way
Absolutely.
and bring them together. What did you feel about that when we were there?
Honestly, I did not know about Patrick Mahomes going to be in at that event. I was so shocked.
It was a very I just was very moved by how they honored the Kansas City crowd in that way. So I hear, Lily, that we also have in common that you're a Swiftie.
Do you like Taylor Swift? A little bit.
A little bit.
You little turkey.
Only a
bit.
little
Yeah, I was
bit.
gonna
You were
say.
singing it earlier. Don't undermine it. If you're a
Nope.
fan, be a fan. I'm a big Swiftie.
Not me.
Yes,
What?
you are. You're being
Lily?
rotten.
I thought we
Can
were
I-
going to have this in common. Derek's a Swiftie.
I am.
So we met you guys for the first time at the DSA Rocks concert.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Do you enjoy DSA Rocks?
Do you like it? Your rock band?
Yeah.
And what songs do you sing when you do DSA Rocks?
Rapping.
Rock band. Well,
No.
what band do you sing?
People.
Beach Low Cash song by Beach. It's about Beach Boys, right? I think it's called Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Low Cash.
Low Cash? Is Low
Yes.
Cash your favorite?
Yeah.
Last time she sang "I Love This Life" by Low Cash, and this time she's singing the Beach Boys song by Low
Ooh,
Cash.
I love This Life is a great song.
Yes.
Good choice.
It was very good. And she's super shy until she's on the stage,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
she's a crazy wild girl.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek's not shy.
I know.
Derek's-
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. Well, but Derek is still like he can be introverted at times. Like
Yes.
it's like he's on when he's on, and when he's done, he's like, "Leave me alone. I'm going to my room." And we're like, "Okay, cool, got it."
And don't mess with it.
No, and he's like, "No, I'm watching."
Me.
Yep. Once that door's shut, do not mess with her.
So, what do you do when you hang out in your room by yourself?
crafts. She loves to do
Crafts?
crafts.
Phone.
Listen on your phone.
What kind of crafts do you do?
Not all. That,
All the crafts. You like to color and paint.
Paint.
Yep. And
Yeah.
listen to music.
Yeah.
Country music,
Yeah.
but not Taylor Swift.
No.
Oh, that is crazy talk, Lily.
She's on her playlist. But shh.
What do you and your sister like to do together?
Sister time, you go to Starbucks and Target.
Oh, that sounds.
I don't like Starbucks, so she only
Oh.
gets it when her sister's
Yeah.
in town.
I see. Is your sister in college?
Yeah, no.
Now, yeah.
Now, where does she go to college?
Book.
In Warrensburg, UCM.
Oh,
In
okay, yeah.
Warrensburg, yep.
UCM.
Yes, because we had talked about that. What sorority is she in?
No.
Nope, try again. ASA.
Hey.
Yep.
Oh,
Which is what you guys
which is
were,
what
right?
Katie
Oh, and your mom.
Katie
right?
and my mom are
Okay.
both Alpha Sigma Alpha.
Yep.
Yeah, I went to Mizzou, and they don't.
Okay.
We didn't have Alpha Sigma Alpha at Mizzou.
Oh, okay.
So I was an Alpha Chi Omega,
Oh.
but ASA didn't exist at my school.
Got it.
So, but my mom and my sister both went to Missouri State.
Oh, that's where I went.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you probably went there when it was SMSU.
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
is when,
back in the
which
day.
is when our parents went there, it was
Yes.
also SMSU.
Yeah. I struggle to call it Missouri State still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we really started calling it Missouri State until Katie started going.
Oh, okay.
Growing up, we always called it SMS. They
Yeah.
always called it SMS, even though it was Missouri State.
Right. Yeah.
And then they didn't really acknowledge it until Katie started attending as Missouri State.
right. She made
So I was watching a video on your website today, and you were
Oh.
still in high school when the pandemic started. Is that right?
Yeah.
And how did that impact you, being at home because of the pandemic?
One time, my mom.
You just got to be with your mom. Yeah, but did you miss school?
No.
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 I think you did.
Yeah.
You missed your friends at least, right? Yeah.
You missed the social side of
Yes.
school.
Yeah.
It was hard because Lily's a very social girl and has lots of friends at school. And I'm sure you all know high school is hard, especially for girls, to have friends. And so for Lily, it was even harder. Then COVID happened and you were stuck home. Our doctor, she has a very low immune system. So our doctor was very scared to let her go to school. So she stayed home for 2 years with us and lost a lot of connection with her friends and
Yeah.
things. So it was hard. But once you got back,
Yeah.
you got all your friends back.
Yeah.
But that's when we started doing the snow cones and trying to find a way to get her out more. And get her back to seeing her friends since we had taken her away for so long. It was hard. It was hard, and you missed it. I know you did. At least you missed your friends.
Yeah, I do.
So for you, were you more worried about her from a social standpoint than an educational standpoint? Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know that you knew what you were getting yourself into. We did not have a great educational experience at our high school.
Okay.
So she went mostly for the social part of school. So that's what she missed. We did life skills and stuff at home, and she was able to learn all of that with me, but just that social interaction. It was just her and I. So we got very close, but she got used to being with just me and not being around other people. And it was hard to kind of push her back and get her out there to being her social self and hanging around people her age instead of me and my friends.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we struggle with that too. Derek has a hard time with, he is very much, there are certain things that unless it comes from mom, he's not going to abide by it. And that's something that we have been working on with him, that like, if you have a question and Big Sis knows the answer, you can listen to Big Sis without having to listen to mom, or you can listen to dad without having to hear it from mom's voice or from mom's, point of view. Or sometimes mom's busy, or sometimes mom's out of town, and mom has boundaries too, and we need to respect those.
Yes.
Yeah.
We struggle big time with that. In Lily's world, I can do no wrong, which is a great place to be. Yeah. But she doesn't, like, her dad can do a hair pony. Her sister can do a hair pony. Her sister can help you in the kitchen, or whatever it is that you're mad about at that time because I'm not fast enough. Or knows what
time softball practice is. Or,
Like, everybody gives her the answer and she doesn't believe them until I answer.
100%. We
like,
definitely,
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, we struggle with that too. And it is gotten to the point where now it's like, there will be times where mom is like, I'm not answering this for you. I know your sister has already told you.
Yep.
And
That's exactly
sister knows. So you need to listen to your sister.
And we were at that point, and then COVID hit, and it got 10 times worse. Yeah. Because it was my dad, or your dad, not my dad. Your dad, my husband, still worked. Her sister still went to school, so it was just her and I. Yeah. And that got really bad. But we're still working on it. It's been a slow progress, but we're working on it.
I mean, hey, there's always room to grow, right, Derek?
Amen to that.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Amen.
So when you say that high school education-wise was hard, like where was the biggest struggle?
I think the biggest struggle was they put her in the special ed class, which is fine. But most of the kids were so much more low functioning than she was that she didn't get the education. You didn't make friends in there. No. She didn't get to be with her friends. But they worked on skills that she had already learned at home. So she was doing nothing in school, just sitting in this class while they learned laundry and cooking and life skills and things that we had already learned over COVID, because that's all we could do was.
So this was when she went back to school. So how old were you when COVID started? Were you in middle school then?
Yeah. Yes. 8th grade. And
Okay. So by the time you were in
by the time she was a sophomore in high school,
2 years of high school had already been at home.
Yes. Okay. 8th grade and freshman year were at home.
I see.
So she went back for her sophomore year and just wasn't learning anything, wasn't making friends. The teachers were very frustrated that she wasn't making friends in her class. And I really fully believe that it was because she just was higher functioning than they were, and they were working on things that she already knew. So it was boring to her.
She was bored, yeah.
Yes. And so
she wasn't being challenged because she's a smart girl.
Yes,
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you are smart.
So we decided, I thought maybe she was just being shy because it was her first year back. She had been home. I thought she was just being shy. So I said, you know what? Let's take snow cones up to your class. Yeah. I will meet you up there with all the stuff, and we'll serve all your friends snow cones, and I'll help you make friends. And then when her class came out, I was shocked at the classroom she was in, the functioning level of the classroom that she was in. So we didn't go back after that. No. She was learning bad behaviors from some of the other kids. Had to fight with an advocate and get through the school district to where she was put into mainstream classes then. Good. And then that got better, but more of a social aspect in those mainstream classes than learning a whole lot at high school at such a higher level. So I wasn't expecting her to learn senior level history, but she learned a lot by having friends in her class and other kids to have as role models, I think,
Yeah.
in there. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's a similar. You obviously had the challenge of COVID to overcome, which I think that for my mom, she's probably very thankful that Derek was out of the school
Yes.
system at that point.
I'm sure he is too.
Yeah, definitely. But she had a similar approach. Like when Derek was coming into kindergarten, I was in second. I had just finished second grade. I was headed into third grade. Maybe I was headed into fourth because they did hold him back a year. But regardless, I was still at the elementary school. And they tried to tell my parents that he's going to go to the special education building. And she said, no, he's not. He's going to school with his sister. And that was something that I've always said, like, I don't know who gave my parents this advice or if they just came up with it on their own. But they have always, the way that they have raised Derek has always been, he is going to be surrounded by people different than him. And he needs to learn how to be okay in those environments.
Yes.
And putting him in a special education classroom where nobody's different or they're so different that he's not being pushed to the next level is not going to help him.
Nope. It was awful. Like the hardest thing, I think, she's had tons of medical problems. That was hard. Education, 10 times harder than any medical issue we've had. I couldn't believe how different the school district thought than I expected them to.
Sure. And that's the other piece of advice my mom always says when we talk specifically about the schools is you can say no as a parent. Even if they don't know what a new answer is, you can tell them the method that you are saying you want us to do is not going to work for me and we need to find a new solution. And that it's okay to tell the school district your plan doesn't work for me. Let's find something else.
Yes. And when we served the snow cones at school and I saw that it was such a bad fit for her, I just said, you're not going back. And she just didn't go back for the rest of the year. And I told this, that was May. So I mean, it was only like 2 weeks. But I remember telling the school, you've got 2 weeks to figure this out because next year this isn't happening. And they said no. And we fought and ended up getting a lawyer. And I just was shocked that schools think that way at this point in life. They should not think that way.
Well,
She's so much better than that.
Schools do what's easiest for them.
Yes.
Until they're challenged to do something that's different.
Yeah, and
it's
a
law.
law.
Challenge. They
It's
have a
a
lot
law,
of other
though.
challenges. True.
It's written in there.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
get to
think
pick.
by the time Derek was in high school, he was in the special education classroom for subjects like math and history and those things like that where, my mom didn't expect him to go learn Algebra 1.
Right. Absolutely.
But he was, as much as he could be for the elective classes, he was in theater and he was in chorus and he was in PE with the general population students.
Yep, that's exactly what we did. I'm like, get her in there. And if you can't find enough hours in the day to get her in mainstream classes, she's not coming. Like, I'm not putting her in that class to learn bad behaviors and fall back in her skills.
Yeah.
It's not okay with me.
Derek actually had more problems in the special education class than he did outside of the special education class as
100%.
Because he, like Lily, he was a very social guy. And he had grown up with a lot of those kids in elementary school. And then, a lot of those same kids went to middle school and high school with him. And there was actually a problem. There was some other problems with kids who were not in the special education school at times too.
Yes.
But there was consistent problems with one kid in particular who was in the special education classroom. And I think there was a bit of jealousy of how friendly Derek was with so many people outside of the special education classroom that inside of the special education classroom, that kid was mean to him.
Oh,
because Derek had friends.
You were the cool kid.
Yeah. And Derek didn't just go sit at the special education table at lunch. He went and sat with the senior girls who were my friends.
Yes. Yes. That's it. Because she has the big sister too. So she could go hang out with Hannah's friends, and Hannah's friends took care of her and treated her great. She didn't sit at the special ed table.
Yeah. So what's the age difference between you and your sister?
Do you know? How old is she?
Yeah, 1.
She's 21, so there's 3 years difference.
Okay. So you went to high school with your sister?
Yeah.
For 1 year.
Well,
Yeah.
But that was the COVID year?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
Yeah. That's okay. But
That's okay.
like elementary and middle school were great for her. It was once we hit that high school level where the classes got harder.
Yeah.
Is when they wanted her just in the special ed classroom, and
Yeah.
even having lunch in the special ed classroom. Like, no.
Yeah, see, they
You
didn't
go
do that
in
at our high
lunchroom and
school.
you go have fun with your friends.
The
and-
special education classroom had lunch with everybody else. So they definitely didn't do that.
Yeah,
in
well,
our,
that's great.
But I will say, like, by no means was our school district perfect, but we definitely went to one of the best school districts in the state.
Mhm.
And they, like, Parkway School District deserves the props for that. They
Yes.
were very inclusive. They did a great job
That's
trying to accommodate at
We did
every
not.
level. Even with the, there were certainly times where my parents had to say, no, I want to find a new solution, or we need to think of something different. But they did a good job, trying to do something different
That's
every
great.
step of the way.
Yeah, we did not. So that's great for you guys.
Yeah. So Lily, tell me about working here at the snow cone stand. Like, how does it make you feel to be able to have a job here and work with your mom?
You love it? You like to go to work. Yep, you love it and you like to go to work.
Good.
Yep. And you've learned how to do everything, right?
What do you do when you're here? Like, are you working the window? Do you make the snow cones? What's your job?
Both.
Both. Yep. Our rule is that everybody has the same responsibility. So all of our employees, whether they have special needs or not, all have the same responsibilities. Everyone has to know how to use the register, how to make snow cones, how to make the sodas, how to clean the tables, wash dishes. Like, everybody has the same responsibilities.
What's your
So,
favorite thing to do?
Make those on.
make snow cones. Yep.
And what's your least favorite thing?
Yeah, but
Cleaning the tables.
That's fair.
The one problem we do have, back to the whole eating issue, is that Lily tends to mess up snow cone orders.
Does she do that on purpose?
Uh-huh. Because then they're like,
I know somebody who
Oh,
might do that too.
Did they order cherry? I accidentally made my favorite flavor grape. I'll just set it over here and eat it in a minute. Yeah. So that would be probably the reason you love making snow cones, because you can mess up.
yes.
Lily, you're sneaky girl.
All the time.
Derek, that sounds like
I'm not
something
born
you would
fat.
do.
Okay,
You were born like
not
that. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I feel
Derek.
like you would probably sneak a snow cone or two if you were working here.
No. I don't sneak stuff anymore.
Anymore. Oh, so she might outgrow it. How old are you now?
Right now, I am 27.
Okay, so maybe you'll outgrow it in 7 years. You'll stop sneaking. I don't have high hopes.
You looked like you had another question over there, buddy. Should I let you ask your question?
Well, I do have two more last questions for both of you. It's been wonderful in this lovely snow cone place. It's actually pretty cool sitting here right now. So the last question is for you, Stacy.
Yes.
How you make you feel to have Lily in our world and spread that awareness?
I think it's pretty great to have Lily out there. I think she does a great job at letting people see what she can do and letting her see how cool she is. She wants to be famous. She wants the world to see what she can do. I was saying earlier, every shift.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. Every shift before we come in, she says, "You ready to change the world?" And we come out and that's what we're doing every day. We're having a great time up here, but we're going to change the world, and we're going to let people see that inclusion's important, and it's not that hard. Like, that we just make small adjustments and our staff can be here. So I'm proud of her to be able to show that. And then we're hoping to be able to show other businesses how easy it is to employ kids with disabilities, how to make those adjustments. So I'd say how it makes me feel is proud, because she's proud. So I get to sit back and just smile and watch her do her thing and change the world.
Lily, I love that motto that you ask your mom every day.
Ready to change the world?
Yeah.
And then we do high
Let's
fives.
hear it.
You want to say it? You ready to change the world?
Whoa.
Woo!
Change that world indeed. Lily, the last question is for you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What's it going to be?
Before I could do very last one, but the last question is for you. How your work here. How Make It Sound Good is your fade. How's that going right now? How's that going to continue in 2024 all the way to 2025? How you feel like this business grow?
Yeah. How do you feel your job is going? Is it
Okay.
good? What would you like to see happening the rest of the year?
I mean,
Make new friends. Yes. What else for the business? Like you want to make friends here?
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to have? What would you like to see happen here more? More customers or more what?
Mama,
More customers. And then do you think we'll open again next year?
yet.
Yes. And do you like doing your mobile parties or just being at the stand?
Both.
Both. So you want to do both of those still next year?
Yet.
Mobile parties. Tell us
Yes.
about mobile parties.
So she uses her golf cart
Yeah.
and we put it on a trailer and then drive
Yeah.
it to a place, unload it, and act like we're a food truck, only,
Yeah.
this big.
Doesn't.
And we do snow cones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's her favorite. So, I don't know about you because you're a pretty cool kid. You might have got invited to a lot of parties growing up. Lily did not get invited to a whole lot of parties, and this has been so much fun because we are invited to parties. She gets to go and be part of those birthday parties, and everybody makes her feel loved and wanted, and we show everybody at the birthday party what cool things Lily can do.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but I think you said when we start the stand, we had to promise to not stop doing the mobile parties because you loved that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
love the
so
parties.
I actually co-founded a nonprofit. It's called Festability, and we have an event on October 5th at the Missouri History Museum.
Okay.
And I think we would love to have a Lily snow cone party out at our event.
What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah.
Would you like to come?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a meeting tomorrow with my friends from Festability, so I'll have to let them know.
Yeah, that'd be
Thanks.
exciting. We did,
Yeah.
we do the Down syndrome walk usually.
Oh, good.
And we set up snow cones. This year we didn't. It happened to be the same day she graduated high school. But
Oh.
typically she sets up at the Down syndrome walk and gives out free snow cones all
So
day.
you graduated.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
We're happy.
Real happy. Yep.
Did you like walking across the stage?
Yet.
Did you like the cap and gown?
Yet.
What was your favorite part?
My hat.
You got to throw your hat.
Yeah.
Now that back. Only.
Yeah.
Maybe hat.
Yeah. We had to promise you didn't always get your hat back. It was
No.
okay if you got somebody else's hat.
Yeah.
'cause
Totally.
When you throw it,
You never know.
yep,
Yeah.
and they all look the same, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So that was your favorite.
Yet.
And before graduation, you could see her sitting there, and she's like rubbing her hands, like, I'm so excited. I'm ready. And then she tossed it. Yeah. You were very excited.
Yes.
Was it everything you dreamed it would be, throwing that hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And she strutted across that stage like she was a cool kid, didn't you? You went up there like it was no problem.
No. One time and get a geeking.
One time you thought you were going to be chicken, but you
Yeah.
weren't.
No.
You were a brave girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's your plan after high school?
Make me don't Baba, gadget.
You want to make more snow cones or maybe work at Starbucks or Target.
Yeah.
And didn't you want to have more snow cone stands?
Yeah.
Where do you want to open your next snow cone stand?
Nashville.
Nashville?
Nashville.
That's where Locash is.
Oh, yes.
But where you told me already where you wanted to put it at my favorite place,
Beach.
the beach.
The beach.
Yes, we should get a mobile. She wants to franchise like Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
That's
then
what
you
she's
can
saying.
be here
Yeah.
in St. Louis in the summertime.
and then
And you can
Florida.
go to Florida
Yeah.
and where it's still warm all year round.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, Lily.
know.
No one.
That's
My
very
house
brilliant.
table night.
Step 1, you have to have a cold house at night. You like your house cold? Is that what you're telling
No,
them?
I bowl. Me bowl.
Oh, we want it to be really cold.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the heat of the summer and working?
Okay, no got to how to do it.
Yep, you don't like it, but you have to do it.
Yeah, hey, that's
Yeah.
at least you know.
Yeah.
Yep, we have lots of fans.
Yeah.
She has one she wears around her neck that I
Yeah.
told her she couldn't wear today.
No.
Oh,
But
yeah,
normally
I
wears
appreciate
that. Yep, when she has to go out. Because we
But-
have lots of yard games and stuff outside you have to set up.
Yeah.
So she wears that to set up the
Yeah.
yard games and clean tables and
You
stuff.
try to keep under that shade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And lots of sunscreen, I hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hate that one.
You hate sunburn. I do too.
I
think she
hate
does
sunburn too. I'm sunburnt right now and I'm not very happy about it.
Oh,
I
know.
put on sunscreen multiple times and
Yep.
I still got burnt and I'm not
Yeah.
pleased.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially your fiance Chris got burned this weekend.
Oh,
My
no.
fiance did get very burnt this weekend. Here's what happened.
Uh-oh.
If you ask him, he'll tell you it's my fault. That's baloney. It was his fault.
That's usually how it goes.
Baloney.
He
Baloney.
lost his river shirt. See, we go to the river a lot, and it's very hot on the water, which is lovely because we're in the water. But by the end of the day, we've been in this hot sun all day long, and we all put on our river shirts. Derek wears his river shirt most of the day.
I do.
So that
So
way...
that's why he doesn't sunburn.
That's why he doesn't sunburn. That way he doesn't have to put sunscreen all over his front and back.
Yep.
And he doesn't like the sticky sunscreen all the time.
Yep.
So that way he can wear less sunscreen if he wears his long sleeve river shirt. Well, my fiance lost his river shirt about an hour into the float.
Uh-oh.
And this is the part where it's baloney because he says it's my fault. And it is not my fault. It was his shirt. He took it off his own back. And he lost it himself. It had nothing to do with me.
You got to be in charge of your own stuff.
Yeah. I know he's joking, but he likes to say it's my fault. And that's not true.
Of course.
But then, you know what he did? He got burnt because he lost his river shirt. And we were in the sun all day long.
I hate it.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, and he got burnt.
Boys
But-
are crazy like that.
Yay.
So before we wrap up,
That's
if you
very
could
common.
tell the world something about people with Down syndrome that's like maybe like a misconception about having a daughter with Down syndrome, having a family member with Down syndrome, like what would you tell just like the average person like you before you knew? Okay.
Oh.
Before you knew Lily had Down syndrome, before you knew that was going to be a big part of your life, like what would you tell a person like that?
Gosh. I know I didn't prepare for that kind of question. Think about it. I mean, I guess just as simple as it's not that hard. It's not that bad. It's just different. And you adjust and you figure it out, and then it's wonderful.
Yeah. Have you heard of the poem? I'm going to butcher it. My mom knows it better than me. It's like something about the going to Holland.
Yes.
You know that poem?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a different tour guide or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's basically like
Yes.
this family prepared this trip. They thought they were going to Poland,
Yes.
and they were going to go do all these things in Poland, and they had all these ideas of the travel amenities that they're going to do in Poland, and then they get off the boat and they're actually in Holland, and
Yep.
they're like, wait a second, we weren't supposed to be coming to Holland, but it's still a beautiful place to be, and
Yes.
there's still so many great things that they can do there, and that's
Yep.
kind of like,
It's it's
getting a
just different.
diagnosis when you're a brand new mom.
Absolutely. It's
Like,
just different than you planned.
Right.
And I think that, it's okay to mourn the loss of that baby you thought you were going to have. I
Yeah.
think that's okay. And I felt bad for that at first, but I think that's okay. It's what you were expecting. You have to mourn that loss. But then, gosh, it's great.
Right.
Once you get through being scared, it's just
Yeah.
pretty great.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
my
it is
bestie.
okay to be, it's totally okay. It's okay to be scared when you're having a newborn baby that doesn't have
Absolutely.
a diagnosis, but especially when you have a diagnosis that you're unfamiliar with and that you don't
Yes.
know much about and you don't feel equipped to handle, and that is a very daunting thing. It is very scary. So I think it's completely acceptable to feel fearful, but at the same time to know that there are adults like Derek and Lily who have come so far and have these amazing personalities and have goals and dreams and ambitions and want to go out every day and change the world.
Yes.
Like one thing that I think about people like us who are blessed with family members like Lily and Derek is we don't have I don't know about your family, but for my family, I think we are all much more positive people than a lot of other people because
Yes.
there's just no reason to be negative, and we have a constant source of joy, and the little things don't get you down as much
Yes.
because there just is an appreciation for life and for just family and
Yes.
all of those things.
Yes, and seeing how hard she has to work for a goal that was easy for her big sister. Just seeing how hard she has to work and how excited she is when we figure that out. And I think, it's great. We're definitely more positive, definitely more patient.
Yes,
than
definitely
I
more
ever would.
patient.
When we decided to get pregnant with her, we hurried because I wanted to hurry and have kids before I turned 30 because, once you hit 30, you're supposed to have a higher chance of having kids with disabilities.
Sure.
So we hurried to get pregnant. And I was
Yes.
like, okay, I did everything I was supposed to do. this is what God wanted.
Right.
And I would have never thought this is where we'd be at this point.
Yeah.
I was so scared. And now we're rocking it.
Yeah.
Changing the world.
Yeah.
One day at a time, right, Lily?
Yeah.
One snow cone at a
Yeah.
time.
One snow cone
Yep,
at a
that's what I'm
time.
saying.
Yeah.
No good at a time. That's very cool.
Yup. That's what we're doing. You got a last question for us?
Absolutely. We did talk about wrestling for the bed
Oh,
before.
Derek
And
can't end a podcast
now-
without talking about wrestling.
Now, this question is actually for you, Miss
Uh-oh.
Stacy.
Got it. Yeah. What?
I heard your husband is a big wrestling fan. Tell me all about your husband likes wrestling.
I have absolutely nothing to tell you about that because we never said he was a big fan. He just watches it. So
Yeah.
it's not he's not like you. He wouldn't even know anybody's name or anything. You know, he's not that big of a fan. He just watches it. So sorry. I got nothing.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Matchmaker Randy Savage.
Yep, wouldn't know any of that. If it's
All
on,
right.
he just watches it.
All right,
Sorry.
you gave it a go. Now that's it. It does actually look like we've got some people approaching outside. Like,
Yeah.
I know you're not
We're not
quite
open.
open yet,
Cute.
but
Looks like
maybe
we're gonna
you want
be.
to say hello. So I think we need to wrap this up.
Thanks.
Please tell our audience where you are located, where they can find you on social media to support the business,
Okay.
the T-shirts for people who are out of
Yep.
town, maybe.
Yep.
Give me a little bit of that.
Okay, so Lily's Snow Cones, we're at 8621 Highway N in Lake St. Louis. We're on Facebook at Lily Snow Cones and More.
And it is Lily with two L's.
Two
so
L's in the middle, yes.
Lilly.
Uh-huh. And then we have a website, lilysnowcones.com. And we're getting ready to have TikTok.
Yeah.
We just started that, and it's Life with Lily 321.
Yes.
Boom. And Lily with two L's.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any last thoughts you want to share with us, Lily?
We're out. We.
Bring your new friends out, please.
Heck yeah. All right. Let's go change the world, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Change that world.
All right.
All right. You guys
Thank
got a
you.
piece for us?
Beat.
Peace.